I'm going to just share with you a little bit about John. I think John is quite versatile. He is able to do quite a few things. He's a chartered accountant to begin with, yeah, and he's got over 30 years in the accounting industry. So for those of us who who have work experiences or interest in the financial industry, you got John here. And he is also, as a HR partner, he has been personally involved in a lot of recruiting staff from fresh graduates all the way to director level. He's recognized by Singapore Accountancy Commission for having a high staff retention rate. Now that is, I can say, for quite a lot of companies, it could be a rarity for many reasons, whatever. And then he's also an audit partner, and he's also managing direct portfolio of SME organizations. So John is an approved trainer in the public practice program for aspiring public accountants. So take some notes there. He's someone that you can reach out to. He's a member of Public Accounting Practice Committee of ISCA, member of the Law Society Inquiry Panel, and chairman of an audit committee of a public listed company, and he sits in an advisory board for not-for-profit organization. John, I don't know if you do sleep because you've got so many, responsibilities out there. So I leave you to share with us more on this then. Over to you, John.
Thank you, Eileen. That was a very good introduction. I just want to say thank you very much, Frank. I certainly learned a lot from your presentation earlier. I especially liked two of your slides among our many slides. The first one was when you showed the picture of an iceberg, right? And 10% ability and 90% attitude. And that's going to be a very good platform for me to begin my presentation today. I didn't know what he's going to share, but I think Eileen is the one that has arranged that very well. And also like your second last slides, the quote by Nelson Mandela, right? He says, "I never lose, I either win or learn." So that's just so wonderful. Okay, so I'm going to speak today on this topic on what can a job seeker do when there is no vacancy. I mean, when you say there's no vacancy, sounds like it is doom and gloom, right? Is it going to be doom and gloom?
Yep.
Or will there be room and you will bloom? Right? Will there be room and you will bloom? Well, so I'm going to share from perspective of an employer, what will an employer look for, and I'm going to talk about what you can do, right? What you can do, and maybe you feel that is this something I can do, and people are talking about working from home, WFH, but maybe for you it's just waiting from home, also WFH, but not the kind that you want. And so, but I have good news for you. Because I'm going to share some very practical, down-to-earth tips that you can do something about your situations. And in fact, there probably be lots to do. Okay, so what I'm going to cover is I'm going to talk about how to prepare. Number one, mentally. Two, emotionally. Third, some other areas. And then I'm going to talk about how can you differentiate yourself. Like what Frank said, that there are so many candidates out there, much more than number of vacancies available, if there is, and then how are you going to network? Now, I also want to say that though there may not be vacancy, nothing is certain or fixed, because no vacancy now does not mean no vacancy forever, right? So things can change, right? And so therefore it is important that from now to then, when you do get an interview or when a vacancy comes up, what are you going to do, right? Okay, so let me paint the scenario. Suppose it is recession and you have been looking for jobs for the last 6 months and there is no vacancy, right? Let's imagine that you now have a chance to attend interview because, like I said, that somewhere down the road, a door might just open up. Okay, so from now to then, what can you do? What can you expect in this interview? How were you prepared? Okay, how we prepare for your, that's very, very important, as what uh, Frank said just now. Remember, the ability, the ability, everybody has it, right? It's all in your resume. But what they want to know is what others do not know. And the interview is the opportunity for you to showcase what is not seen. But during the interview, people can find out about you. So how can you prepare for that? Okay, what will help you clinch the deal, and what will the interviewer be looking for? That's important, because if you know what the interviewer is looking for, you can then prepare yourself, align yourself for that interview. So from the interviewer's perspective, because I've done a lot of recruitment, as what Ali said, from very junior to very senior, I have been in the I've been in the job market for 30 years, 20 years as an employee, and 10 years as an employer. So, especially in times like this, right? We have 2 months of circuit breaker, and now we are only in phase one. So, how have you been spending your time, right? So, you should be prepared for a question like this during the interview. As what Frank said just now, they want to know about you. They want to see, are you giving standard answers, or are you be yourself? So, how have you been spending your time? If you say that, well, I've been just watching Netflix upon Netflix, I've been just eating throughout the day, and I've been walking from the living hall to the fridge and back to the living hall, that's not going to be very good, right? So think about how you have been spending your time. And your interview is not tomorrow, so let's suppose the interview is in a month's time. Okay, at least in the next 1 month, if not been doing much for the last 2 months or so, well, in the next 2, 3 weeks, do something so that you can share about it, right? Something positive. Next, as an interviewer, I would like to know, as an employer, I'd like to know, do you have an aptitude for learning? Okay, because we want people who want to learn things fast. We want people who are passionate about acquiring knowledge, acquiring skill. Okay, and so they want to know, did you take that time to learn something new? Did you take the time to master something? All right. Third is, are you well informed? We don't want people who is just so narrow-minded, and don't know much what's happening. Like one of the Chinese saying, a frog in a well. We want people who are well informed, know what's happening around the world. And then, in fact, from that knowledge you have, it will probably serve as a way for you to communicate your views, your thoughts, and you can get the conversation going. All right. Then, fourthly, are you positive and enthusiastic? Right? Because no one wants to hire somebody who is negative, pessimistic, So you want to come across as someone positive, enthusiastic, have the energy, willing to go the extra mile. Okay. And one more point is, the interviewer will be thinking, if I hire this guy, where will he be in 3 years' time? Is there a potential? Should I invest in this person? Because whoever joined, like in my case, whoever joined in my firm, I told the person, I will be telling the person that, in 2 years' time, in 3 years' time, your CV is going to look so impressive. You are going to increase in your value because all the training is going to give you, because all the things that are going to allow you to experience, right? So I'll be thinking, are you the person that's worth investing in, right? Okay, so preparation, okay, how to prepare yourself mentally. Now, if you have been out of job for 6 months, whether you are a fresh grad or whether you've been retrenched and now you're looking for a job, it is easy to worry. It is easy to think negatively, think pessimistically, and so this is where mental resilience is very important. So we're going to do a quick poll. Eileen, are you ready? We're going to throw out that poll for them and see what they say.
I've just launched it.
Okay, so how resilient are you mentally? Okay, not bad, not bad.
This is a very responsive crowd, as you can
Yes,
tell.
yeah. Glad that they are listening, and they are full of attention. Look at that!
You can see that.
Wow,
Wow.
in less than 1 minute, right?
Indeed.
In less than 1 minute, we
We
got
are not
almost
even half
31 minutes.
minute yet. It's only 28
Yeah.
seconds.
Okay.
You have more than half who have responded already. Maybe
Okay.
only short of
Yes.
20, that's all. Can I
Right.
close?
Okay. Yeah, I think we can end the poll.
Yeah.
What are you wondering?
And then I can share the results as well.
Okay. Well,
So,
fantastic. 42% stayed strong and 34 stayed quite strong. Wonderful.
I'm listening to
okay, hang on. I think we got some,
a
you
video
are
presentation.
talking. Wait, let me, yeah, so do try and mute yourself, guys. Yes, I think we're okay. Sorry, John.
Okay. All right. Wonderful. So we have here a strong percentage, 42 and 34, that consider yourself strong and quite strong. Wonderful. Wonderful. Because that means, there is hope for you. There's hope for you. All right. And then you're going to get, if you are strong, you're going to get stronger. All right. So mental resilience, I've been hearing this word resilience from the time when Deputy PM HQK talked about the resilient budget, and there were a couple of seminars that said that during this time, more than ever before, we need mental resilience. Now, resilience means being able to get up and stand in the midst of adversity. Right? Think about that. Being able to stand up and stand in the midst of adversity. Things are not looking good. All right, you may be knocked down, but you are not out. Right, and resilience can be developed. If you feel you are quite weak or not so strong, well, take it from me, you can do something to build that resilience. Okay, just like muscles, it won't happen overnight, but if you work at it, you will become more resilient. One of the things I did during my circuit breaker, almost every morning, my wife and I, my two girls, have been working out together every morning, about 30 minutes. And so in the last 2 months, I'm glad to say that we have built some muscles, right? So just like building muscles, resilience in your mind can be developed. And I created this line, and as I think about it, resilience will generate resourcefulness. Meaning, if you are resilient, ideas will come. Ideas will come. Think about let's say there's a river and there's a bridge, but the bridge got collapsed, but you need to cross over. If you really want to get over, you would think of ways. That means, how am I going to get across, right? And so, like what Frank said just now, you got to think of new ways. We are living in a world that has changed, right? And therefore, as you stay strong, stay resilient mentally, ideas will come, new pathway will come, and you will explore and get to the goal that you want. So now, okay, so on mental resilience, my question for you is, what do you allow your mind to focus on? For example, if let's say you get interviewed and then you look at the requirements and you tell yourself, I don't think I'm up to it. And then you know that there are many people who apply for that job, and you tell yourself, I'll probably just go and just try my luck, If I get, I get. If I don't get, I don't get. That will not be resilience. Okay, you want to focus and say that I'm going to give my best shot, right? And you're going to believe in yourself that you are going to be a very, very good candidate for it. Okay, and also, what if there's no vacancy? Nothing comes. You apply, you send so many letters out, and not a single reply comes.
Yeah.
What are you going to do? Okay, it's very easy for you to just think so pessimistically, but that's where the second point I have, you need to consider and count what you have, not what you don't have. That's very important, right? Because you must think of the bigger picture. It's not the end of the world. There's too many good things that you can appreciate, right? In fact, in this last two months, suddenly the sky is bluer, the grass is greener, right? During this period, my mother-in-law passed away, and a lot of people sent flowers. And for the first time, I really, really just look at the flowers and just appreciate the beauty of flowers, and connect that to the beauty of life, appreciate the details. So count what you have. You have your friends, you have your family, you have your health, right? So be appreciative of all these things that you have. Empower yourself. to be mentally strong, believe that you will get a breakthrough. Somewhere down the road, there is a job for you. Okay, believe that you are and will be an asset. This must be the mental attitude. Remember that picture that friend showed, the iceberg, the attitude, right? You believe that you are and will be an asset for the company that you're going to work for. And that at the end of the tunnel, there is light. This is what I meant by being positive, right? Also, list down your strengths and weaknesses. So, in the interview, for example, the interviewer may ask, so can you share with me about yourself? Or can you share with me three of your strengths? So, at that time, you must be able to say, well, I think I'm good at these three things. Maybe you say that I'm an implementer, I'm good in time management, I'm able to multitask, and then you share a bit more about in what way this is true. Now, you also want to share about your weaknesses, as Frank point out. Right? Interviewers know, yeah, I know all the good things you have said, but what about your weaknesses? What are your weaknesses? Right? So, as Frank said, you be natural. Don't be afraid to tell people what you are not so good in. However, in sharing your weaknesses, but the interviewer will also be thinking, wow, you are got this problem. How will that affect, for example, you say that, oh, I'm a very careless person. Then you'll be very worried, you'll be focusing on. So if you share your weaknesses, okay, let me share a trick for you, or a secret for you, or skill for you, right? When you share your weaknesses, also share about what have you been doing to overcome the weaknesses. Okay?
Yeah.
So, for example, you say that, well, I always like to procrastinate, always postpone, delay things, however, in this circuit breaker, I have time to do something about it. I've been trying to read this book for the last 1 year, and it's been collecting dust. But in this circuit breaker period, I finally pick up the book, read it all, do a summary. So you see, even when you share your weaknesses, you share something about what you're doing to overcome them. All right. So that's just how you can. So you list down your strengths, weaknesses, so that you focus on the strength and you improve on your weaknesses. Okay, very quickly, the second part about preparation has to do with your emotions. Okay, emotions are very much a part of you. Okay, I can understand that when you are been out of job for several months, okay, each passing week and month, you can really get you feel depressed, discouraged, dejected, nobody wants you, and then you just go spirally downwards, right? You feel anxious because you think about maybe you have some financial commitment, the savings are going low, there are bills to be paid, and you begin to be fearful, And just last Sunday, if you listen to our PM Lee's speech, he also came out in the papers and he said this phrase, do not fear. That's just three very powerful words, do not fear. And he went on to say that do not lose heart. We will come out stronger in our onward march, right? Majulah Singapore. We must believe Singapore will come out stronger, right? So it's very important for you to prepare yourself emotionally because you don't want to go to interview and all this worry and fear and anxiety is written all over your face, and you go there and then it's going to come out and interviewer will be thinking whether are you okay, all right? So first, be aware of how you feel, all right? Process it. If you are feeling anxious, you're feeling, you can tell yourself, all right, I'm feeling anxious now, okay, what must I do? Because otherwise, you just let that feeling just carry on, and just weigh you down, okay? So you don't want it to happen. You want to be true to yourself. Now, it's okay, certain days are down, that's fine, that's understandable because, months have passed, savings is getting depleted, you're feeling down, it's okay. But you don't want to be down for every other day, as what some Hokkien words say, you become very sian. We don't want to be sian the whole week and whole month, right? But certain days you just feel down, then just accept it, right? Say it's okay. I know that. Maybe you journal and write how you feel because it allows you to process yourself, all right? But you can take charge of your well-being. Okay, you can do some positive self-talk, right? And keep reminding yourself that at the end of it, I'm going to come up. At the end of the tunnel, there will be light. It will not be doom and gloom. There will be room, and I will bloom. right? So build up your positive emotions by changing the way you think. What are you focusing? Connect with people who are positive. Call out your friend. Call out your family members, those who believes in you. Hi bro. I'm feeling that uh, lousy, and I don't know what's going to happen. And people can, because people are positive, you draw from them. They encourage you and get you charged up again. Right? Do things that you enjoy. What is it that you like to do? You like to maybe you really enjoy bubble tea. Go ahead and order that bubble tea, right? Enjoy every single pearl of it, and and who knows, right? Who knows what new inspiration may come? Okay, reach out to others. Okay, maybe you even out of your so-called lack, you can bless somebody. You can just order a simple food to a friend. Maybe it's his birthday. Maybe it's a cheering him up, right? Reach out to somebody, right? Say hello to the security guard. Yeah, because who knows? Because all that will help you to get your emotions to be positive, right? And when you go for the interview, feel good about it. Feel confident about it. Be positive, all right, on it about it. All right. Thirdly, okay, the third area that you can prepare yourself is upgrading your skills. Okay, upgrading your skills. So let's do a quick poll, Eileen.
Yep.
All
Poll is in
right. So the
progress.
poll is: how many new things have you learned or tried in the last 2 months? Oh, they are still there, Eileen.
Yeah, I
They are
know,
listening. They are
I
still out
know.
there. I cannot see them, but
Now there you can
this
see.
this proof that they are there.
Yes, I can
Right.
assure you they are engaged. I already got
Yes.
some question.
Yeah. Okay. So we have 109, 110. Okay. All right. Wonderful. All right. So I think we can.
We can end the poll. Cool.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So wonderful. You have learned and tried at least three things. We have about 42%. More than three is 42. More than three is 20. Wonderful. Very good.
Wow.
That means you've
Cool.
been making use of your time. Perhaps quite a number of you maybe tried baking, right? Your flour is out of stock in so many supermarkets. Do you believe it or not? I try to make walnut bread. Yeah, it turned out okay. Turned out okay.
It's
I
edible.
hope.
Edible.
Sorry.
It's edible.
Yeah, edible.
No, I'm just
In fact,
kidding.
I also tried olive bread, and my sons quite like it. Yeah. Okay. So now, more than just trying out your hobby, right? Cooking, baking, all that. Think about what related skills that will complement or enhance your current qualification. Okay. So, for example, like in my field, in the accounting, auditing, people who apply would have their diploma, they have their degree in business, in accounting. But what are the skills that would complement that? Okay, it will be things such as digital, analytical, a bit of AI. There's this new thing called robotic process automation. So all that you can learn online for free. But for free, there's so many tutorials out there. So many people are so kind to post so many things there, and you can learn there. You can try out for yourself, right? Or if you go and take up a short course, could be 1 week, could be 1 month certificate. That will add on to your basic qualifications. And also what you use your skills future for. And with a recent budget, some of you have 1,000, some will be 1,500. Okay, and there are even for Harvard University, there's so many courses. The only problem is time, and now time is what you have. So make full use of it. Okay, I signed up for Mandarin, right? Because the Mandarin is quite poor, so I signed up for Mandarin for using my skill future. Okay, think about what gaps are there that you need to fill up. Okay, Frank mentioned just now about communication, right? So verbal and written, right? Maybe public presentation, maybe writing reports, okay? Maybe you are good in one language but not so good in the other, and so polish those, right? I mentioned about digital skills, soft skills, right? Soft skills are very important, interpersonal skills, right? And so certainly something that you want to acquire or practice to be able to understand people better, right? And current affairs, right? Read and be well informed about what's happening in Singapore, what's happening in the region, around the world, because this will be topics that perhaps the interviewer has something in common, and then you can then chit-chat and talk about it, and that's how you can connect and engage, right? Okay, next. What happened to my screen?
Yep.
Okay, now differentiating yourself. Okay, differentiating yourself. If you prepare well mentally, emotionally, together with all this added skill, I tell you, you will stand a much better chance in getting a job. Somehow, things will move towards your favor. Okay, see, the battle belongs to those who are prepared and having a positive outlook. Okay, my screen is not moving. Why? Okay, so for example, let's say you prepare a CV. Let me show you two CV. Okay, let me show you two CV. This is the usual CV that I receive from a lot of applicants, right? Wordings, a lot of lines. Okay, then look at this one. Okay, look at this one. Right. So what's the difference? Okay, what's the difference? Okay, right. So you know, when the purpose of your CV is to get attention and get selected, get shortlisted for an interview, right? Because you may have the best qualification, but if you're not being shortlisted, you have no chance to present yourself. So your CV is one way to get the attention. So so the difference here, for example, there's colors. You don't want to have like bright red, bright blue. The pastel color is nice. Okay, so color, the font. Okay, the font, the layout. So you see this one, it says that the content, the summary, the experience, the skills, right? And of course the content is very important, right? So that's one. If you get a chance to go to interview, okay, dress up, looks sharp, look smart, all right? You don't want to, for example, if I interview somebody and the guy comes, he doesn't button his sleeves here, and then the tuck in is some part is a bit out, it doesn't look sharp, you see, right? Feel positive, I talked about it just now, confidence. Relax, be yourself. Because if you are very tight up, you cannot think straight. Then you're going to stammer and you are going to fumble, in your answering, right? So relax, be yourself. Okay, just be yourself and engage with your eyes. Okay, so when the interviewer is talking to you, like I'm talking to you now, I'm looking at the camera, though you cannot see me. You can see me, but I cannot see you. Engage with your eyes with the interviewer. Don't go and look somewhere and answer. That's not going to help. Last but not least, smile. Okay, smile. That will put yourself at ease and put the interviewer at ease. Okay. Now, a tale of two candidates. So recently, two candidates came for interview. Now, why would I choose one over the other? Okay. Number one, the impression. Okay. So let's call it A and B. A1 came 20 to 25 minutes before the actual interview time. Wow, she's already here. Right? The other one came 10 minutes late. I said, Alamak, I'm ready for him, and then, and he's not there yet. Okay, so first impression is very important. Okay, or maybe you say, like, how are you? And so, what have you been doing, during the last 2-3 months, right? So that would be the opportunity to give a good impression, right? So I remember one would say that this lady, she said that I've been doing Tabata. Tabata? Right, the 20 seconds and 10 seconds exercise. I said, wow, that's impressive, right? Whereas the other guy says, well, I used to do Muay Thai, but because of circuit breaker, I have no chance to go Muay Thai, so the last 2 months I'm putting on weight, so that, right? Secondly, why do I choose one over the other? Interest. But does the person show interest in the position? So, for example, I asked, how do you find out about us? Have you checked out the website? So yes, I looked to your website. You don't say, I don't know, I didn't know much about PKF. So the first candidate said, I've looked at your website. In fact, I saw you in the video, you know. So I said, wow, he showed interest in the position. Third is passion and learning, right? So we are living in a different world now. It's not back to normal. It's going to be the new normal. So it's going to require you to know how to work remotely. So what skills have you learned, right? So by now, using Microsoft Teams, using Zoom, different functions, how to share documents, all that are new things that we all need to learn, right? Posture. Okay, so when you sit in a room with the interviewer or even through video, okay, how is your posture, right? You sit up, you look at the person, or you just slouch, and that. So the posture is important because it communicates something. And one more point, why I choose one over the other is because one is very engaging. So, for example, if I ask, do you have any questions you would like to ask, right? Then the person will say, yes, I would like to find out more about how's the culture in the firm, what sort of training program you have, So the person is engaging, whereas another one says, no, I don't have any questions, all right? So these are things that you want to take note. All right, what if, we're coming to close to the end, what if the job market is really so bad, there's no vacancy, and I can't get the job I want, okay? This is where you just need to be flexible, be open. Why? Because no experience is ever wasted. Okay. Right? That's very true. Even if you have tried, even if you got a job, people are willing to hire you. Maybe it's a lower pay, it's not according to qualification, but he's willing to give it a try. Why not? Take it first. Okay. Also, take it as an opportunity to meet new people. Right? Who knows? New doors may open up. Someone working there may know somebody who need your expertise, your qualifications. And you can also consider alternatives, because if you are trying so hard to find a job and at some point in time you say that, look, I need to think of alternative, right? I was just listening to a seminar about how you can consider doing e-commerce on Amazon.com. So apparently Amazon.com has got a lot of platform that you can consider doing an e-commerce business, right? So why not, right? So consider alternatives. All right, networking. You want to make yourself known, so send out personalized CVs, right? So in other words, as much as you can, try to tailor your CV for that company that you are applying for. If there's a career fair, bring along your CVs. I know now you cannot go to a career fair, but if there is one, bring there. There are currently traineeships available. The government has set up a task force and they are going to offer thousands of traineeships, right? Go for it. And if I think 9 months or 12 months, go and get experience, because that will be an opportunity for you to prove yourself. Okay, they may already have their vacancy fill up, but because of this program, they are willing to open up traineeships just for 12 months. Go, and who knows, in that 12 months you shine, and a room is created for you, and you will then truly bloom. All right. And of course, in the online platforms, you will have a LinkedIn account. If you attended certain course, market yourself. Tell the world, I have this, I have that, so that when people come through, they can see your name being highlighted. All right, so this is the second last slides to recap. So you got to prepare yourself. Notice when I say prepare yourself mentally, emotionally, upgrading your skills, these are all the things of what you can control. You cannot control the market out there. You cannot control many, many things. You end up worrying a lot of things. But you can control what you can do, what you can think, how you can feel, right? What skills you want to upgrade, right? And last but not least, the mottos to live by, which is number one, get up. Every day is a gift. Get up and feel positive. Don't sleep till 11, 12. No, get up. Enjoy the day. Start the day right. Dress up. Feel good. Even like Mother's Day, I told everybody I'm going to order food, right? Everybody dress up for Mother's Day, right? We just create our own, right? Show up, be there, be present for the family and friends, okay? And then lastly, this is from Winston Churchill. where he was invited to give a speech in a university commencement, and he went up and just said, never, 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 never give up. So I thought that's very good. Never give up, because your breakthrough may just be around the corner, right? So we do one last poll, Eileen.
Yes,
Is there one last
we
poll? Yeah.
will. I thought I was needy. I think you are even more needy. So you are, yes, one more
Alright.
poll.
Okay,
Let's
last
go.
one. Right now that you have heard this presentation, which statement best describe you, right? I'm still unsure. I feel inspired to take action, or I know exactly what actions I can take now. Right. Okay, so they're still around. They're still around. They're still alive. They're
Yes.
sending
You're
signal,
so
you know.
theatrical. You're so theatrical. You know, you have a lot of hand gesticulation as well. Keep them
Okay.
awake. Yeah.
Okay.
Wow, that's
Right.
fast.
Yeah. Okay. Good. We have more than 100 people
Yeah.
who responded. All right.
Yeah.
Our time is up. So most of you feel inspired to do something. That's very good. I'm happy for you. In fact, more than half now says, I know exactly what action I take now. Wonderful.
Woohoo!
Excellent. I'm so encouraged and so proud of you. I wish I can see you face to face, and if you are physically there, I would really like to shake your hand and wish you all the best. And the
Yes.
last slide here would just be about my firm. Let's see, my firm. It's not coming up. I don't know why. Oh yeah.
Okay,
All right.
now.
So TKF is the name of the firm that I am a partner in. My company name and email address and telephone is there. So we are still hiring. And if you are in accounting, auditing, please do write in. All right. So thank you very much, Eileen.
Yes, thank you everyone for listening to John, and for John for being so animated. Thank you. John, you need to type the link to your careers page. And I know
Yeah.
that I've spoken with John before this seminar itself, and John has also shared with me he is actually actively hiring people. So guys, you've got John here who says he's actively hiring. You've got Frank, who also mentioned that he's hiring as well, and both of them are actually involved in the hiring process. So thank you so much. So it's all not, what do you say, gloom and doom, but you're going to what?
You will have room and you will bloom.
You will have room, and so much tongue twister. My gosh.
Yeah.
But thanks, yeah, thanks for that. I think that's why they have to stay awake, because so many tongue twister. Okay.